Right here at Camas High School inside the gym because it's a blizzard outside. It's 10 feet of snow. It's cold because we're not from the east side of the state. I'm here with Zack Marshall, our Week 11 GSHL Football.com New Athlete Player of the Week. Zack, you guys 10-1. You took on a Kennedy Catholic team that had only had one loss. They got a couple, Division I guys on the team there. Yet first drive, it was Zack Marshall, touchdown. What happened on that first drive?
Oh, we had gotten things clicking, right off the bat. Big play, obviously, the really big screen run down the field. We just hopped on with our momentum, just kept going, got into the end zone real quick.
So then, defensively, shut him down. You go back down, score another touchdown, 14-0. Then Jonathan, a sweet pass from Tony, hits Jonathan in the end zone, 21-0. You figured, enough of this, Jonathan. I'm getting back in the end zone again. You score another one. It's 28-0. They have one first down. So, did you realize that they only had one first down and you had 4 touchdowns?
Oh, we don't even think about that when we're on the field. Defense is just ready, and they're a pack of dogs. They don't want to stop. Just keep getting after the offense and just keep going.
So, at that point, you had a couple big screen passes. But, just describe offensively, Tony's putting the ball everywhere he's asked. You're doing everything. Your line's making moves. Defensively, they couldn't move the football at all. What was it like in that game? Obviously, you're packed house, which you're used to. But you got to be thinking, first round of the playoffs, this is pretty easy.
Well, we practice hard all week, and that's where it starts hard. Fast practices, and defense just couldn't keep up with us and hang with us because we're spreading the ball all around the field, and they're chasing us down. We see the guys start putting their hands on their hips and getting back. So we know we got them.
So then, they got a couple first downs, but then you guys stopped them on 4th down and kept them. You went right back down, scored another touchdown. Eagle got that catch out of the timeout. It was pretty cool. So then at that point, it looked like you guys kind of let up. Did you forget there was still 2 minutes and a half? They kind of bing, 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 all of a sudden got some big run plays and right down the field and, punched one in. What happened in that last 2 minutes?
Oh, we just made a few mistakes on defense, and we went back and looked on the film on Monday, and Kilty showed us. He's like, "This is what happens when we make mistakes. We beat ourselves," and those are the only big plays they had is when we made big mistakes on defense. So it happened. So
then you come out second half. You had one more touchdown. So you scored 4 touchdowns. You had 19 runs for 90 yards. You had 13 for 140 something receiving. So that's almost 230 yards or total yards, 4 touchdowns. As a team, all you guys, kind of been under the radar all year. Skyview's been doing their thing, and Union's been doing their thing, Mountain View, but you guys have been doing your thing. But has it felt like you've still been kind of under the radar? You just totally don't think about any of that, or?
Oh, we don't think about any of that at all. Our goal is the task ahead of us. We just want to keep our heads focused on who our next opponent is and just get ready for them. We don't think about any of that other stuff.
So then, other thing, as you're officially a running back. Right, but if you look at it, you are. That's your position. But explain that where, as a running back, you look at it, it's like, you don't have the total rushing numbers that Remick Kawaki has or that, Parker Henry has. But then if you step back, but if you add up your rushing, receiving, it's like 1,400 yards and 20 touchdowns. 20 touchdowns, you don't care how you get in the end zone. You're in the end zone, you're winning football games. Explain, as a running back, what are you thinking? I don't necessarily between the tackle runner, but who cares? Just give me the ball and I'll score.
Well, as a running back, you have to be dynamic. You have to be able to do everything. As you look at NFL and college running backs, they have to be able to not only run, inside or outside, but you got to be able to do catch and all the other things, including blocking, other stuff as well. So you got to be a complete package. So
now, real quickly, last year you were part of last year's team, which everybody had pegged last year's team. This is the Camas team. Everybody's been waiting for this team. They had the group of sophomores from the few years ago, which you weren't one of, you're behind. But everybody knew that 2010 Camas team is the team we were waiting for. And then nobody really knew what to expect this year because you lost so many. And yet here you guys are, right there, same, doing as well as they did. Maybe a little better here, maybe not as good in certain areas. Having been on both of those teams, describe how this team, after losing all those big guys, how were you guys able to just push through and just keep on going like nothing happened, like nobody left?
Well, we've been talking about it. I remember Eagle brought it up in the early weeks. He's like, look around. He's like, Logan and Addison, Odin. He's like, all those guys are gone. And it kind of dawned on us. We're the leaders now. We have to get the team going. It's on us now. And a bunch of guys. All of us seniors and juniors and some sophomores too have stepped up and just done an amazing job.
So, obviously, great year. It's kind of weird. Here we are, 11 weeks into the season. You guys are 10-1. You've been the only team ranked in state all year. It's the first time we've come out here to give a Player of the Week. I talked to the team and said, hey, you guys are so good at spreading the ball around to everybody that there's never really one guy that stood out and dominated. That's who we usually give our Player of the Week to. But obviously you guys know that as cool as that is, it's about winning football games, and that's exactly what you guys are doing. We just want to congratulate. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Keep it up. We got Zack Marshall, our Week 11 at GSHLFootball.com, new athlete, Player of the Week.